We welcome in head coach Antonio Pierce. So, Coach, you had strong words after the game at Allegiant Stadium. Strong words this week. How have the players reacted to your message?
Good. Very direct. We're open. We're honest. And we're looking forward to moving on.
You bounce from meeting to meetings. We've talked about this with the offensive line, the scheme overall, how they're playing. We're expecting a big week going into Cleveland.
Yeah, we are. We know we got to get better. It hasn't been good for 3 weeks now. I can talk about it. I can tell you what we're going to do. At the end of the day, we got to get on the grass today at practice and throughout the week. And we got to do it on Sundays, and that's all that matters.
Eric Allen had a really good point on one of our shows. He said that this is a week for the practice squad players and some of the reserves to really have big practices as they simulate Cleveland. Do you expect that more physicality from those guys who want to step up and prove to you they're ready to go?
Yeah, I'm going to run the scout team. So I'll be running the scout team for our offense with the look team on defense. So I'm sure we'll get a good look.
Good. I want to get into Cleveland and some of their alphas, Amari Cooper, Jerry Jeudy. So they seem to be the targets that they're going to when they can get their passing game going and how you can defend them.
Yeah, I mean, really good. Obviously, we know Cooper, right? Former Raider and really good player. Had just a hell of a career. Ton of respect for what he's able to do. And we know Jeudy, right? He's been in our division really well. So, I mean, he comes down. Those guys are vertical guys that can make plays on the ball, big-time receivers in this National Football League. And it's just key that we were able to disrupt them, give Deshaun, obviously, different looks, and we got to disrupt them as well.
Deshaun's been sacked 16 times this year. The Giants got him for 8. A lot of that in the interior, and their offensive line is banged up. So I'm sure that's going to be what Coach Stefanski is talking about, trying to keep that O-line together.
Yeah, it's smart. I mean, so if you got a banged up O-line, what do you do?
Right.
Probably run the ball.
Yeah.
Right? You got to be running the ball, protection, play action, things of that nature that we're expecting. But we'll see as the game goes on. But, per usual, like I can't really focus on what they're doing. We have so much stuff that we have to clean up from last week and the details and the effort and execution that we have to do. So that's going to be our main focus along with game planning.
We know how big of a warrior that Maxx is, and so is Myles Garrett. So he's banged up, and he's going to go. You have two of the best, I think, top 3 to 4 players in all of football on defense playing in that building.
Yeah, you'll get your money's worth this week, right? You got Maxx out there on one side, on the other side of the ball, you got Myles Garrett. I think just respect for what Myles has been able to do throughout his career. Each and every play, he kind of comes the same way Maxx does, right? He's giving you full-blown effort, the power, the physicality, the things he's able to do for that D-line. He gets them going, no different than our guy, and I love that we have 98 on our team. And you saw the warrior mentality out there last week. He gave us everything he had.
The mentality of Jack Jones and Nate Hobbs coming off that game against Carolina, those are guys who play with a lot of pride, and they wear their emotions on their sleeves. When you talk to them, those are the two type of players that could have big games against Deshaun Watson. How are they feeling?
Oh, they're good. I mean, listen, like I said, we watched the film, we watched it, we washed it. We got to move on, and it's on to a new week. So we need to have a really good practice week, need to be focused, attention to details per usual, right? Attention to details. Your technique matters, especially at those positions against those key receivers we're going against.
Robert Spillane here, one more game at 10-plus tackles, and we're talking an historic moment for him in Raider history. I'm just so excited about him, his body language. I was watching him during the game. He's standing right next to you. I mean, he can't wait to get out there and make plays for you.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, sometimes I miss coaching linebackers because, you got a guy like that with that energy, that passion, that love for the game. And all he's done since he's been a Raider is given us his all. Mm-hmm. We talk about Maxx and his effort and his passion. Well, Spill's right there with him. And more importantly, he is an extension from Patrick Graham, myself, onto the field. And what he's been able to do in these first 3 games, I think, is really outstanding because from a coverage standpoint, from blitzing, from stopping the run. And, again, it hasn't been pretty for us, but really, if 41's not on the play, it's probably not a good play for the Raiders. No different than 98. So it's been really fun to watch. We really got to keep leaning on him as we go forward throughout the season.
Coach, I want to talk about opportunity. Normally we talk about the team here, but there's 2 players that have a really good opportunity here in Isaiah Pola-Mao and Tyree Wilson. To have an opportunity to show that not only are they players who can play at any time you're calling them, but they could have big monster games, have some turnovers, and be a difference in a game.
Listen, we drafted Tyree in the 7th overall in last year's draft for a reason, right? The potential is there. And again, it's slowly and surely coming along, and this will be a great opportunity again for him. Just keep getting more reps. He just needs reps, right? Keep getting out there. But Isaiah's probably the opposite. Isaiah's got a lot of hidden reps since he's been a rookie. If you've watched, even his rookie season, he started in some dime situations, played a little weak side linebacker for us as well. And he's been a tremendous player in the last, half a season for us on special teams. So now he has a great opportunity. Sad that we lost Marcus Epps. That's the nature of the beast, and we wishing him well in his recovery. But this is a great opportunity for Isaiah Pola-Mao, right? In year 3, he's been in the system now. He understands it well. He's made plays when he's had opportunities, and now he has a full game the rest of the season to do that.
I was seeing in my notes on red zone touchdowns, 5 of 7. That's 4th in the entire league. You got to really be excited about that. You want more opportunities in the red zone, but what's working there? Spreading teams out and being really efficient down there.
Yeah, I really credit to our offense. I mean, if there's one bright spot right now, it's been our red zone, to be honest. We got down here, love to have more opportunities, but that was the emphasis in the spring, carried over in training camp, and then obviously in the preseason. And those guys have made plays, right? And you've seen the quarterbacks, too, also extend plays and do a good job of keeping their eyes down the field and not taking negative plays. We just need more opportunities, right? Sure. It's all about early downs and moving. Once we get to that 50-yard line, we got to continue those drives with first downs.
I think it's important to tell the fans how both your quarterbacks pull for each other. Aiden came in, had a touchdown. Gardner struggled at times, but had some big games, especially with this completion percentage. What's that been like? Because fans are always talking about who's up next and all of that, but you got 2 guys that pull for each other and help each other.
Look, we've been dealing with this since we signed Gardner, right? It's been A or B. And we decided to go with Gardner, and Gardner's rolling. And the way the game went, I said, you know what, let's see Aiden for this last drive or so. And I thought Aiden did a tremendous job because it's difficult to go in the game, right? The way it wasn't in our favor. We'd be like, oh, shucks us. But he went out there and they drove the ball down the field. It was really good to see him execute and just to get out there. But I think to really look at the response, if you could, go back and look at our sideline and watch Gardner respond when he threw that touchdown. Being a pro is being a great teammate, and that's what we need more of. And again, I know AP, what you're going to do, it doesn't even matter. We're going to do what's best for the Raiders, and it's good to have 2 guys at that position where it can get ugly at times, really root for one another.
Coach, one more scheme thing when it comes to your wide receivers blocking downfield on the running game. The running game hasn't got going. When you look at the film, you got some nasty blockers, especially in Jacoby, that can really open this up. Do you feel like once Samir and Madison pops outside, these guys, Big Mike and Bowers, are going to finish some people off so we can see some 30, 50-yard runs?
Yeah, no, we'd love to see that. I mean, I'm not going to get into my numbers game. I've been doing it the last couple of weeks. Hasn't worked out for me, but the guy that has really stepped up in the run game, we know Jacoby. We know what he can do. Trey Tucker.
Yeah.
Littlest guy on the field, right? And he's in there throwing everything he got. I mean, week 1 against Derwin James, he goes in there, whack, and you see him go up against linebackers. But, here's a guy that can run 4-2 down the field for a 50-yard gain and go in there and, dig out a safety or a linebacker. It's really critical that, just overall in our running game, all 11 are balled in, and we're seeing it, and we're executing at a high level. And, again, it's got to be a 1-2 there, and that's something we're going to continue to work on.
I wanted to end on that player because he had a big game, and you love the deep shot. Even if it's incomplete, it sends a message to the other side that we're going to take our shot.
Yeah, we did. We took 2 of them. We connected on one. We wish we had the other, game of inches, right? And we missed it. And maybe that changes the game again. Another opportunity for us to make a play and change the tide of a game that wasn't going away from the jump. But I think with Trey, not even just as a receiver, in the return game, and we'll love to see him get going in that phase. Yeah. Last week maybe had one opportunity there that we could have took a shot, but we fair caught it, and that was part of the game plan. I get it, but this is another week where we said, listen, if we get an opportunity, we got space between their punt team and 11, I'm going to bank on 11 every time. We saw it in the preseason, right? We even saw it with McAllister, for example. So there's going to be opportunities there each and every week. We got to do a good job of scheming it up and obviously blocking for our players.
I'm going to end with the fans, as we always do. They showed up for you last week.
Man.
That place we did the pregame show with the torch. I've never seen it like that. There will be more Cleveland fans this week than more Carolina fans. So I think your fans are going to come in with even a bigger edge for this game.
Yeah, listen, if there's one thing that was more disappointing in the game, it was just letting the fans down. I mean, we talked about it, me and you on this show. Our players spoke to them. I looked in the camera and spoke. And if there was one thing that hurt was that, because since I've been here as a linebacker coach and then interim, then as a head coach, that was by far the greatest turnout. Electric. It felt playoff-like atmosphere. And they did everything they could. They were in all the way until halftime, and we heard everything they had. They had every right to boo because we didn't put up the performance that we needed as coaches and players, and it was a team effort of poor execution. But all I'll say is, man, it's a long season. That was one. We got 7 more of these. And again, I'll just keep asking you, show up, and then we don't have to show out. We need to show up as well, right? Before we show out, we need to show up. And this will be a great week to do it.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.